Hello guys, and welcome back to another session of learning Unity with me. So where we last left off, I think we finished these sessions. But we just finished checking if an attacker is in our lane, and I think we have our script here. Let me just load it up real quick. I forget which one it was. No, it can't be that. I think it was the enemy spawner, I think. Alright, so let's see something. Or was it? Why did I click on projectile? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, here it is. So we go shooter. Oh, the shooter class, right? So what we have here is that. So let me try to explain, I guess, what's happening here. So first of all, we're looking for all the enemy spawner objects so that we can access or can get reference to all of these enemy spawners, which will be around here, since all of them have an enemy spawner script. So then technically they're any spawner type. Once we have reference to all of them, we use a for each loop to kind of check. Basically, this is to find the correct spawner in respect to the shooter's lane. Right. And then we have this boolean here where it checks for, because I remember last time we were able to kind of make the lizards appear underneath their or make their spawner the parent, so then we could check the spawner's child count to see if there's any lizard appearing in that lane. And then when this is just a placeholder. Essentially what we want to do is change the animation to the shooting and then the idle state, depending on if there's an attacker in that lane. Actually, before we continue, I'm going to look at the Q&A just to see what our people are saying. Why overly complicate things? Are we not here to learn simple programming methods? I have seen so many people mention the null error. Was wondering why Rick goes about something in such a roundabout way, making sure everything's set to an exact value in the editor, which constitutes the hard coding. Yeah, I can see that. I can see how adding values to the inspector is technically hard coding. Magic numbers into the game objects when there is a simple way to achieve the desired effect using code and maths function. Which will always round down the y coordinate, therefore negating the need to ensure everything is exact in the editor. So in here, instead of performing this calculation, we instead do it like this. So we floor it. Oh yeah, it makes sense, because when you floor it, it's automatically gonna go to 0. Interesting. I see what he's trying to do there. Yeah, because this does look like it's more complicated, because the other one basically just, no matter what value it is, it's gonna be very minimal, so it's gonna be closer to 0. So when we floor it, it's just gonna go back down to 0. I'm kind of conflicted on what to do. Should I do it that way, or should I do it like this? Because both work, I believe. This is more readable for me, so I'm just gonna do it the way he does it. Math.f.floor spawner transform position.y minus math f.floor transform position.y equals 0. So that way these will be whole numbers, no decimals, and yeah, we're checking for 0. Cool. Null transform error. I didn't get that error though. Or actually, let me check. Oh yeah, I can only do one. Dang it. Wait, what am I doing? Yeah, I'm supposed to look at here. So it's shooting because there's a lane, but once we get rid of them, so notice that there was some sit and wait. Now we shoot. So it does work. I guess we should look. And we'll look at that one, and I'll look at this one. So tons of people. Tons of people on here have been struggling to sync up the transforms of their mine lane, spawner, and shooters. After reading through articles, refactoring, and slogging through the web, I figured out, make sure you reset the transformer spawner and parent spawner. If your parent spawner is on a different Y, nothing will line up. Oh, probably that's why, because I think I reset everything. And basically I did what this guy did. And I did it just because I thought, I just like brute force that. solution, I guess, kind of. Alright. So this is changing the animation state. Cool. I'm kind of confused. The challenge is to create an animation, but I kind of already did that so many times, especially with this part, all of these. So I think I'm just gonna, for now, just go along with what I have instead of redoing everything. So what he just did is he made transition back to the idle. I'm kind of confused because in his example that he only had two. For me, I have three because I have the initiate and then the actual attack. Yeah, we're gonna have 0 as well, and then 1. Oh, maybe what I need to do is not do it here, but do this kind of. We're going to create a new Boolean parameter. So I guess he named it isAttacking. Yeah. So then we had to add a condition. And yeah, basically that's it. Oh, I see. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add a condition, and isAttacking has to be false. So there's this property called egg has exit time, right? And basically what exit time does is it makes sure that the animation completes before switching to another animation. Or if we check it, then it doesn't wait for the animation to finish. If we uncheck it, then once the animation's fully played out, then it switches. I think that's what it means. Let me look it up. Exit time. So if has exit time is checked, the value represents the exact time at which the transition can take effect. This is represented in normalized time. For example, an exit time of 75 means that on the first frame, where 75% of the animation is played, the exit time condition is true. On the next frame, the condition is false. For looped animation transitions, with exit times smaller than 1 are evaluated every loop. So you can use this time to transition with the proper timing in the animation every loop. transitions within exit time greater than 1 are varied only once, so they can be used to exit a specific time after a fixed number of loops. For example, a transition with an exit time of 3.5 are evaluated once after 3.5 loops. Let me see. Something. So by having the exit time, it means that we can cut our animation at a specific time so that it goes to the next transition. Having no exit time, so it's having no exit time makes sure that the animation is fully played out before transitioning to the next animation. I think that's what it means. I could be wrong, but that's how I see it right now. I think he kind of foreshadowed something, because I do remember in his the first video he ever had about this one, he had a lizard kind of jump over the grave or something, and I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna have to consider that for this, or we're gonna consider this part for that. Actually, let's go check it out. So we're gonna hit play, and then we have to drop down a Pikachu. Wait, what? Did I forget to loop? Oh, I think we're supposed to loop. Yeah, I think we're supposed to loop. Alright. So basically, drop down the Pikachu, click on the Pikachu, it's loading, it's looping. Then when we hit attack, it does work, wow. So then we see the attack, but see how it doesn't have an exit time? So that's why it doesn't check for the, I guess, the parameters before it moves to the next one. So if we did have an exit time, right, so go here, or rather here. Oh, wait, it does have an exit time. This one doesn't have an exit time, but this does. Let's wait, let me see his exit time. So his exit time is around 0.86. See, it has to wait till the animation's finished, or it doesn't have to wait for the animation to finish. I think it waits for like a certain time, so like 86.86 seconds before it checks for the parameter, and then sees if it needs to change the or it needs to transition to a different animation. The exit time, there's no exit time here, so that's why I guess so when you don't have an exit time, then that means it doesn't. Oh wait, so I think I have it backwards. If it doesn't have an exit time, then it can break off instantly. So because if I clicked on this during, like, let's say I'm gonna wait till it becomes in the beginning, and then I'll close it to see if the transition is instant. Yeah. It's kind of hard to say. Let's actually pause it. Alright, then we're gonna unpause it. See how this is already being loaded. And there's this glowing part that's making it go to here again. So I think I need to make this not have exit time too. So by not having an exit time, we can make sure that it happens instantly the moment they attack or something. But I guess in like fighting games or like platforming, when you have to jump, like a jumping animation, we don't want to run yet until, you know, the jumping animation finishes or lands, or the landing animation is finished or something like that. And then we can also, if we did have it, we can also adjust the timing to make it feel more natural, I think. And I'm thinking that, you know, this is probably used in like fighting games too, to kind of read an input at a certain time before, so that it plays a different animation based on the button press or something like that. But I'm not quite sure how that works yet. But for the time being, I'm just gonna have no exit time for that. And this is fine. We want this to finish before that. So now this is what we get. I'm just gonna drop down a Pikachu. Wait, what? Oh, because I paused it. Why is it green? What? Why is it green? Oh, right, because this was green. So I guess we gotta fix that too. We gotta go to animations, defenders, idle. We have to drop down to Pikachu. So the reason why we're not seeing any sprites is because we clicked on the wrong object. We have to click here. Now we have the sprite. And then we're going to add a property. We're going to add the body, since it has a sprite under, and we're going to have color. And then in our color, we're going to make sure that it's white. Essentially that, and let's see it in action. I'm purposely trying to display it, and for the most part it seems like it works. Alright, cool. So we just gotta make sure the colors reset in the first state, which is the idle. Alright, cool. I'm going to do that because we just changed the animation of it. I'm hoping, because it worked for this one, so I assume that it's gonna work for It already applied to the rest of the prefab. And let's go attacking. All right. Oh wait, we have to go back. Yeah, I didn't realize it, but he has exit time for both animations, and I accidentally left mine. Oh, he brought up the null thing that people were having in the last lecture. Alright, so how would we do that? Well, I assume let's see, so we have to do it here, right? And I think we're supposed to get the defender or the shooter's animator component. So something like get component animator. Let's look at the animator, the class, and look at the properties. So we're looking for the controller. Get parameter. Alright, let's look for parameters. Parameter count. It's read only. Also, we can't change the values. So we have get bool. How do we know what parameter we're looking for? I guess we have to know. Alright. So get parameter. So yeah, it looks like we're going to have to use get parameter, and then we have to use an index. And it's going to be the first one, so get component, get parameter 0, because that's the index of the isAttacking, and we'll probably, what I might do is just create a constant variable. I keep forgetting how to do final const C#. Keep forgetting how to do that. So let's see. I guess public const or private const. Is attacking. Actually, it is attacking index, which is 1, and then it's going to do this. So once we get the index, we store Do we have to set parameter? Can we set parameter too? Oh, here it is, SetBool. That's the value to give boolean parameter. Use animator SetBool to pass boolean. See how we're doing. No, our parts were named already. Alright, so let's see. We have animator. So we get component game option. So we have the animator, and the game option cannot jump. And jump. Wait, what? SetBool. Jump. How does it know what jump is though? Is that the name? Maybe. Maybe that is the name actually. If the jump boolean is set to true at any point, set up a boolean parameter. Oh, so you do name by string, not index. Oh wow. Alright, so I think I got it. Attacking, I guess labels or ID. Then we'll call it attacking, I guess. So we don't need to do get parameter. We actually have to use SetBool is attacking ID to true or true. Do the same thing. That's insane. So we have to use a string as an ID. I'll probably call this const vars. I don't know. What is this? Change the game object to what? I'll have to look at that later. No compiler issues. Yes, cool. Alright, let's go see. Let's go see this out. Oh, my bad. Alright, resuming. Should switch back to idle. Oh, did. Nice. Let me continue checking. Let me just continue observing, just to make sure it's not. Alright, so there's no more enemies. Nice. That's cool. So that's how you change parameters. So you need to know the ID, I guess. Cool. Alright. So he did it that way. The first time I did it the way I thought he would do it. He does it the way that I I used to do. Whatever. Yeah, let's actually change it because that is the standard. Instead of capitalized, it should be lowercase. Copy that. Go over here. We also need to stop printing out the epsilon. Alright, before we do that, let's look at the current lecture. Oh, you have to make a class. I guess I could help if anyone does read this. So I'll probably say like like explain what a const is. So like maybe a const class makes it so that the variable, the value stored into the variable. So const variable. Or I could just say const variable, the const keyword. The const keyword is used to make sure that a variable's value stays the same throughout the rest of the program. The program's lifespan. What at dawn set means is to create a class filled with these types of variables, and then reference them using something like name dot is attacking, where we have a class I still don't know. I don't really know proper syntax of it. I guess maybe a live demonstration will show it. So I'm just, I guess like that. You can have like class name, that is attacking ID is attacking. Said so something like this, I guess. So this is considered better as you would only need to change the variable once to change all instances of its uses. Oh, that makes sense. So what I'm trying to say is that, let's say if we're using this variable here in that, like in different parts of my program, like if I used it here, see how I used it twice. If I had just used a string literal, that means I would need to change this and then change that. But by using a variable, I just need to change it once and it changes everything else. is considered to be better. As you would need to change the variable once of its use. I think that makes sense. If not, that's fine. So the const keyword is used to make sure that the variable's value stays the same throughout the rest. What means is to create a class filled with these type of variables and then reference them using something like reference them like this is considered to be better, as you would only need to probably put that at the end. They just reference them. Public class name, model behavior, const. I may be wrong, but I guess that's how I see it. And it's always good to get perspectives. So yeah, so I'm gonna post it. So the const keyword is used to make sure that the variable's value stays the same throughout the rest of the program's lifespan. What a donkey means is to create a class filled with these types of variables and then reference them. Public class. Can I edit it? I can. But do I want to? I think that should be good enough. It's considered better as you only need to change all the uses. Alright, cool. Alright. So we got it to work, so that's nice. Let's go to the next one. So even though that question was a year ago, for those people who are just like me, who are just starting it and then seeing that question and maybe want a little bit more explanation as to what the person said, they can at least read it. I don't know. Right. Oh yeah, the one defender per square. Alright. So I will use the rest of this time to figure out why that is. And if I can't figure it out, then I'll just watch the video tomorrow. Alright, so the problem here is that in our game, when we hit play, wait, I need to have more points. I'm gonna give myself 10,000 points. Is that gonna look messy? It looks alright. So basically, the issue comes when we're making it like our defenders, right? But then we can also put these on top of it, and we don't want that. So we need to figure out how to prevent multiple defenders being in the same position. Alright, so I'm gonna have to brainstorm some ideas because I have no clue. So I guess let's look at how a defender is placed. The defender button, right? Oh, that's for the defender button. The game area, I think. So I think we have to do it here because we're trying to place it here. So we have to have another boolean, maybe checking if there's already a defender there. So maybe we could, I'm thinking, let's say we look at all the defenders and then grab the transform and then compare if the transform that I'm selecting matches any of the current defender transforms that are existing, and if it does, then I can't set it there. That's what I'm thinking. So let me write down my idea. So 1, go through or find objects of type defender. In the attempt to place defender at compare the transform position of where the user wants to place their defender with all the objects from the list above. So this is the list. If there exists a defender that has a position x and y, or position that the user is trying to place a new defender, then it doesn't get placed. I think that seems pretty reasonable. So then I put comments here. Defender checking for defenders, checking for valid location to place defender. So first we need a list of defenders. Wait, what? Defender, and then we're gonna say defenders, unless that's already a thing. Is it? Hopefully not. Nope, it's not. Okay. Defenders equals find objects of type defender. Why does it keep doing that? And then for each, please don't go lowercase. Okay, thank you. I'll put the in defender if I think we have to place this in here. If there's enough so if there is enough stars to spend, that means at least we know that it's valid for the user to even spend the points to spawn a defender. But then we check if that position is free. Oh, it's 1 hour already. Let me just quickly do this and check it out. Check my solution out. If it doesn't work, then I'm just gonna stop. Alright, so for each one, so we're gonna take this if do it. So we check for each offender. Dang it, alright. You know what, I'm just gonna move it to next because I forgot how to let me put it to do here. Check. If the place is valid, then you can spend points spawn the defender. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna continue it tomorrow. It's fine, I don't think I need to save it. Alright. So I'm getting here, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.